Here I go again. All right. I hope this turned out right. All right, all right, all right. All right. I hope I'm in here right. I had to return. I am back. Okay. Again, Sister Deborah. All right, all right, all right, all right. I had to come back because I have another video I want to push out. Uh, I want this to go out live. The topic is Yah needs, Yah no, that's it. Yah don't need your service nor praise. The Most High Yah don't need your service nor your praise. Okay? So I want you to know that because I think a lot of people thinking they doing the Most High a favor. And really, you're not. You're not even doing yourself a favor, okay? You just out here, okay? But I will say to you that the Most High don't need your service nor your praise, okay? He don't even need your actions, okay? He don't need it. You need it for you more than he needed for him. Matter of fact, he don't need your service nor your praise. I want people to understand that the opportunity to be grafted in to Abraham is more than one way. You hear the Hebrew Israelites and the tribe of Judah want to give you this impression. The way to the Father, it's only one way. And the way that they also teach it, it's almost like it's only the way through them. They don't let you understand who Christ is because they don't know who Christ is. They don't know who that power is Christ. And through him, people have been grafted in. Why? Because he is the Spirit, the Word, and the power of the Father that have grafted in other nations into Abraham. The world seems to think, especially the Hebrew Israelites in the tribe of Judah, that you have to be grafted in basically through them. No, you don't. No, you don't, baby. No, you do not. This is how the ball been dropped since the book of Genesis in the beginning. People have no idea that there is so many ways outside of the way that you have been taught to believe. And when I say so many ways, so many unrighteous ways, but only one right way. Because when he made the gates, one broad and one narrow, he said, very few shall go into the narrow gate because they won't find it. But he said in the broad gate, oh, that's the way you're going to see the majority of everybody going. And in that gate, you have people who are lost with the cause and without. And they still going in the gate, smiling and happy and praising and thinking they are serving the Most High Yah. These people are what you call lost with the cause and without. I want to first cover something quickly. Again, Abraham had two sides to him, okay? And I want you all to understand that because I believe that 99.15 trillion don't understand that Abraham had two sides to him. Abraham had the flesh and Abraham had the spirit. Many of you all don't understand, even when it speaks of David, okay? And you don't understand, well, who is this David going to pull up in the end days? Because you all don't understand David in the flesh, and you don't understand David in the spirit. This world believes It only can go the way they have been taught to believe. But it is what you call a lie from the bottomless pit. And it's going to remain a lie while you're alive, and when you're dead, it's still going to be the lie that many was led by. That's why so many are going into the broad gate. Now, what they did not understand, which I have spoken so many times, so you just get so tired of even speaking, because they think that people think that the Father needs their service and their praise. Oh no, he don't need your service and he don't need your praise. He don't need none of it. Okay? So we as people, that's something we need to grip, because we're taking this thing out of the flesh realm and not out of the spirit. Abraham's two sides to him. There's two sides to Jacob. There's two sides to David. There's two sides to Isaac. There's two sides to each and every last one of us. One side is the flesh. One side is the spirit. Kick the soul to the curb. It's no such thing as soul. And that's why I know that Satan has 100% successfully deceived the whole world, because people are living under the standards and the teaching and the manipulation of the Roman Catholics, the Jesuits, which are the Jews over in Israel. They created your education. They created your books that you're studying. They created from preschool all the way up to science. And that's what you're licking up. They're trash. That's why the Father can't pull in on you. He can't pull in on you and sit there and abide in you and teach you, because you're so embedded in the world and wanting the ways of the world and the ways of the Roman Catholic and the ways of the Jesuits and the ways of the fake Jews. You want so much of them that he said, let them have it. It's already prophesied. The gate is broad. Leave the gate wide open, and I have an enlarging hell. Leave it wide open. Let them all float in. Let the people go marching in. And people are going marching in by great numbers, by millions and millions and billions, walking straight into the broad gate, eyes wide open. There's two sides to you and there's two sides to me. But when you put soul in there, you really don't understand what I'm saying, because they got you believing there's a middleman, which is soul. There's no such thing. There's either the spirit or it is the flesh. Soul don't have no part in the kingdom, nor have no setup from the floor up on the earth. It's just what man designed for you to believe. You either spirit, you are the spirit and you are flesh. The mind of the flesh, the feelings of the flesh, the heart of the flesh. Then you go over here in the spirit realm, you got a mind in the spirit. You got a heart in the spirit. You see? Same thing with wisdom and knowledge. You got that in the flesh, and you got wisdom and knowledge in the spirit. So check. I'm checking you now. Abraham had two parts to him. Abraham was flesh and he was spirit. The Father, the Most High, the Creator, when he come for what is his, he coming for those who are of Abraham. Abraham what? Spirit. The spirit that was in Abraham, so shall it be in those that have the same spirit that Abraham had, are now grafted in as Abraham seed. You all got lost along the way and still have not found your way. The Father don't need your service nor your praise. And you all think in this day and time you can just slap him anything and anything and think he got it. No, you got it. He ain't got nothing to do with it. Role play yourself, because that's what you're doing, going in a circle, role playing. Grafted in is in the spirit. Grafted in ain't in the flesh. So that nobody has to answer to Hebrew Israelites. Nobody has to answer to the tribe of Judah, but the tribe of Judah. But the tribe of Judah must understand, even the lion, Yeshua came out of the lion. He is the lion of Judah. You got to understand the lion represent him in the spirit. It does not represent Yeshua in the flesh. Melanated skin only represent Yeshua in the flesh. It does not represent Yeshua in the spirit. Stupidity that rests in people, ignorance that rests in people. People are living and dying on their stupidity and their ignorance. So when you're trying to chase the ideal of the Messiah or Yeshua was black or melanated, he was from the tribe of Judah, and so were Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That was the flesh. Pull up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Matter of fact, pull up Yeshua in the spirit. I can guarantee you that neither nor are melanated. Pull up. You can only get a nationality out of the flesh. You cannot pull up a nationality out of the spirit. Why are y'all playing with y'allself? Why y'all down here clowning that bad? That's why the Father told me to give this message. I don't need their service. I don't need their praise. Y'all playing with yourself on this earth. Y'all think this stuff is something to play with. The Father gives a rat's behind about what you talk about in the flesh. He said we can't even, I as a prophetess in the wilderness can't even worship him in this flesh. So how are you down here worshiping him based on a nationality and a color? Why can't we recognize the Father based on righteous? Why can't we recognize him based on truth? Upright, just, faith in the realm of the spirit. These the same thing one has in their flesh. The Father has it in the spirit. Which one are you on? You on a drug for the flesh, or are you on a drug for the spirit? That's where people are at. They serving him with the flesh. They want to praise him out of the flesh, and they fail to realize he said he don't deal with your flesh. That's why he gave you an image just alike unto him, which is a spirit. So he can come in your spirit and abide in your spirit where you can serve him. People, Abraham in the spirit is not Abraham in the flesh. The Son of Man in the spirit is not the Son of Man in the flesh. Hello. Who you are in the spirit is not who you are in the flesh. Your real identity rests in your spirit where it all started, where it all began, in your spirit. And when you cannot identify nothing out of your spirit realm, you are what you call eternal destiny, dead, bound. Because you can't seem to comprehend that there's two sides. Any nationality can be grafted into Abraham. Let me say that again. Any nationality can be grafted into Abraham. What do you mean, woman? Abraham has two sides. Abraham, you can be grafted in through the bloodline, or you can be grafted in through the spiritual line. Which one do you want to be grafted in? You want to be grafted into the bloodline? Guess what? Abraham is dead. So will you be. That part of Abraham that is bloodline goes into the grave and never rise again. But the Abraham in the spiritual line, bloodline, lives eternal. So which side are you on? We want to make everything flesh bound and fail to realize it's spirit and flesh. Kick soul to the curb. Roman Catholic put that in there. You know why the Roman Catholic? Let me tell you why they put soul in there. So your tail won't ever find your way home. And you still ain't found your way home. They put soul in there so all the nationalities and all the religion will never find their way home. And every last one of you lost trying to find your way home, and you ain't gonna find it. Because you're caught up in the way that man has orchestrated things for you in the flesh. And you have forsaken all the ways that the Father has ministered to your spirit. It's the bloodline of who Abraham is. So it goes back to the fake Jews over there. I don't look at them not being the true Jews based on what you say. I believe that they are the synagogue of Satan based on what the Ruach in me say. Not because of what you say. Because they are not melanated. They ain't Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You and nobody else on this earth can dictate who's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who's from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Guess why? Because y'all focus on the flesh and not realize that the Father is speaking of the seed of who they are on the spirit. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Y'all you mean you done lived all these years and didn't even know that, did you? You didn't know that the Father sees the way he created things in twos. You either flesh or you either spirit. You either born as the spiritual seed or you born as the serpent seed. You either born as the darkness or you born as the light. You either born of the flesh or you born of the spirit. There's one for the spirit and there's one for the flesh. Who are you in the spirit? This is where hell is going to get busted wide open. Because people thought they can go in through the bloodline. Oh, the bloodline can't enter into the kingdom. I forgot y'all didn't know that. The bloodline of Jacob's seeds cannot enter into the kingdom because they Jacob's seeds. They cannot enter into the kingdom because they Abraham's seeds. That's of the flesh. Pull up being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spirit. And guess what? They are the spiritual seed. Not of their own choice, but of the choice of he that has all power in his hand has sealed them. That's why when Abraham was in the vision and Abraham go talk about they say he believed, what the Father say, hey bro, I ain't gonna count you under your belief. Woo, Father, say that again. I'm not counting you, Abraham, under what you believe. That's in the flesh, bro. You in the spirit realm and you believe because of what you see. But I'm counting you in under righteousness. Oh, yeah. See how you got lost? Why? Because righteous is spiritual. Abraham got counted in for eternal through the spiritual seed, which is called righteous. And not because he chose righteous, but because righteous chose him. Where did righteous choose him? Before the foundation of the world. So you see how people clowning down here? You see what's going on down on the earth? All this clowning. And he wants me to tell y'all, I had to bounce right back here this morning. He wants me to tell you he don't need your service, nor your praise. Let's go into it. Luke, in the book of Luke, chapter 19, and we're going to start with verse 38. In the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 38. The Pharisees was disappointed because Yeshua disciples was praising him. And they was disappointed. So this is what they said to Yeshua, saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of Yah. Now listen to this. Saying, blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Lord, which would say the name of Yah. peace in the heavens and glory in the highest. Okay, this is what the disciples was praying and praising the Most High Yah. Then all of a sudden in verse 39, and some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke the disciples. And Yeshua said, and he answered and said unto them, I tell you that if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. Praise the Most High God. Right then, the Father telling you right there, if he don't have his, the stones would praise the Most High God. Showing you he don't need your praise. He don't need your fake service. Stones would cry out to the Most High God. And y'all thinking he needs your service. He needs your YouTube like. He needs your YouTube subscriber. He needs your YouTube appearance. He don't need nothing about you, baby. You don't need yourself. So what makes you think he needs you? He don't need your praise, and he do not need your service. And they go to tell Yeshua HaMashiach to tell your disciples them that they shouldn't be doing what they are doing. You need to rebuke them. And he's letting them know if they were to shut up, guess what? The stones would immediately cry out. Y'all don't mess with y'all bent. Because y'all don't understand this creator that really is to be served. You don't understand him. He don't need your praise. He don't need your service. Because most 99.9 think they doing something on his behalf. Baby, sit your tail down. You're acting the way your eternal speaks of you. He don't need your praise. He don't need your service. And he wants me to let you know. To the point where he's letting you know, if the disciples will stop praising him, guess what? Tell them, Deborah, the stones would immediately cry out. Stones, y'all. So you think he needs you? You think he needs your prayers when he can get the rocks to cry out unto him? You see what people are? This is how lost people are in their mindset, in their fleshly mindset, thinking that they all that and something. He needs them and it's all about them. Let's go to the Gospel of John, chapter 8. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, and verse 32. People, again, he wants you to understand there's two sides. The small remnant that he's coming for is the spiritual seeds of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Y'all get that? So even when you are debating people about the rapture, your tail ain't going nowhere either. Because if you don't follow under the spiritual seeds of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and cause you the bloodline, see, no, bloodline don't enter into the kingdom, in case y'all too ignorant to know that. Bloodline cannot enter into the kingdom. So that lets you know Abraham's bloodline is not legit as the children of the kingdom. Only the spiritual bloodline. And it's not the natural. The spiritual bloodline is not the natural bloodline, and the natural bloodline is not the spiritual bloodline. That's how other nations were grafted into Abraham. They didn't know that. Because you thought you can come through the basement door. You thought you can go through the back door, the side windows, to get into the house, the crawl space, to come through the door. But the Father wants you to know only way you're going to route to this door that belongs to him is the spiritual seed. See, y'all didn't know it was two seeds to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had two seeds. He had the bloodline of the flesh, and he had the bloodline of the spirit. That small remnant is the bloodline of the spirit. that the Father is coming for. And those that are grafted in to that bloodline of the Spirit is who he's coming for. I know it. They dropped the ball on y'all tail way in the beginning, and y'all had no idea there was two parts. Even to you, you are a spirit and you are flesh. Your worstest enemy is your flesh. It's an enemy to your own spirit. So if your flesh is an enemy to your own spirit, just imagine what type of enemy it is to others. Your own enemy is your own flesh. And I bet you they won't teach that to you. They don't even want nobody even to know that. You know why? Flesh is always the enemy on the earth. That's what's born in the earth. Flesh. Child is born of a few days and full of trouble. Why? Because it's born into a sinful world. Earth. So we have to understand the way the spiritual route is not the way of the flesh route. So all nation, when you hear in Matthew 25 of how Yeshua is going to go into the four corners and collect everybody and start separating the goats from the sheep, right here today, people lost with the cause and without. Why ain't he separating us based on the Hebrew Israelites, the true Jews? Why ain't he separating us based on that? Because we true fools. And we haven't realized it ain't about the true Jews. Oh, and let me explain something. If you make it about the true Jews, you're still wrong. You know why? He's not speaking of the true Jews in the bloodline of Abraham flesh. He's speaking of the true Jews in the bloodline of Abraham that is spirit. If his children of the bloodline of the flesh is identified as Abraham's seed of the spirit is different from the seed of the flesh. Guess what? There are those that's coming in through the spirit of who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's children in the bloodline of the flesh ain't gonna pull up in no kingdom. But Jacob's bloodline in the spirit, they gonna pull up. That's what they dropped the ball way back in Genesis chapter 1. Because the bloodline, we keep detaching that nasty flesh to righteous. Why? I don't know. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to belief. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to faith. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to the sphere. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to wisdom. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to knowledge. We keep detaching that nasty flesh to understanding. And the Father wants me to tell you your nasty tails cannot enter into the narrow gate, because that's the way to eternal life. You can only enter that flesh into that grave. Heavens only receive your spirit as Abraham's spirit has been received. Isaac's spirit has been received. David's spirit has been received. Guess who else? Solomon and all his way of turning away, which y'all did not understand. Solomon turned away in the flesh. Solomon did not turn away in the spirit. Why? Once heavens has signed you up as a servant, he's going to hold him blameless before him in the spirit. Because the heavens separate the ways of you in the flesh from who you are to him in the spirit. You see? So y'all just down here clowning. There's plenty of clown tickets on YouTube. Make sure you get you some for the whole season, because you're going to need them. Everybody looking for a good lie. to come out so they can follow it. They can climb on top of it. They can gain energy or strive. They act as if they can't live without it. The lie. People live on the lie. People want to die on the lie because they think the lie is the truth, not knowing that they are walking with the Father of all lies, and they have no idea. And in their own eyes, they clean, they good. The Father said, Deborah, tell them, I checked them spirits, all them type of spirits that has detached themselves to them. Why they thinking they clean in their own eyes? Because they keep thinking the flesh is it. The flesh is not it, baby. The flesh has already been assigned to eternal dirt. Now, what they didn't teach you all, it was your spirit that you should have been focusing on. Because only your spirit is what Yah would have a relationship with, is your spirit. So you see how you let your flesh rule, and you let it rule today. And you think that the flesh is right. So he wants me to come to tell you this morning, your nasty flesh, he don't want no part of your service, nor your praise. He told us over and over and over, he don't deal with our flesh. But we still insist that you got to deal with us. This is my life. This is it. And don't even so ignorant. Ignorant to the highest degree of ignorant. None of that means anything. We down here battling all the different denominations that the Roman Catholic, the Jesuits, and the fake Jews have given us. They got us clowning down here on that. They got us actually clowning. Yes, thank you so much. That is one of my topics. You took it out of me. That's what John and Luke is saying it too. That Yah is able to raise up children unto Abraham. What did that tell y'all? And that's one of my verses that I'm covering. So here in the Gospel of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. Did I finish that? The Gospel of 8, not the Gospel, John, the Gospel of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. The Gospel of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. See, they don't understand stuff like that, but they think they go into the kingdom somewhere. You know, people don't care about the kingdom. Do you know down here on the earth, the Father was explaining to me, Deborah, they don't care about the eternal kingdom. They don't care about that's really where they're going to reside eternal. Just to think if your flesh can live eternal. Just think of that. Just imagine that your spirit going to live that, and it's going to feel that thing. So in the Gospel of John, chapter 8 and verse 32 through 34. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make. See, the truth make you free. It ain't even your choice. Deborah, you better stop. You know them people don't know nothing about that. But I'm just going to go all the way there with them, whether they knew it or not. They can be lost if that's where they lost. The Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It ain't got nothing to do with you, y'all. You still running around here clowning, thinking it's all of your service and all of your praise. Truth itself is the Father. In case y'all didn't know that. Truth and righteous is hand in hand. Righteous is truth and truth is righteous. That frees you. Okay? Verse 33. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and we're never in bondage to any man. How saith I, ye shall be made free? Don't that sound like the Hebrew Israelites today, especially Judah? Why ye say, ye shall make free? See, they too ignorant to even grip. He said that the truth shall set you free. Now that was Abraham's flesh seed. You see the ignorance in them? Same ignorance they have today. It's a sad thing. And in my mind, I'm like saying, Father, they've been ignorant since the beginning. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Because I think that if you was ignorant in the beginning, seemed like you should be pulling up as the tail with some more sense and not so ignorant. But from what I can see in the wilderness, being a prophetess in the wilderness, a student of the Most High God, let me tell you, I see it, y'all. Just as ignorant can be. And he said, they said, what do you mean shall be made free? And Yeshua answered, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. See, a lot of people didn't know. You can be a servant of the Most High Yah, or either you the servant of the devil. Only two kind of peoples down here, y'all. All this other in and out, in between, in the middle. Let me tell you, when you speak of all these different religions, guess what? It don't matter how many religions out here. It don't matter how many churches on a corner. It's only two ways, y'all. Two type of people on this earth. I don't care how many people is Catholics or Christians and Hebrew Israel. I don't care. It don't. Y'all ain't measuring none of that. He's measuring his own seeds that he sent down here. While everybody thinking they included, that means that they entitled. That's me. That's mine. That's mine. I'm in there too. I know I'm in there. That's why I said he wants you to know today, because of the hour, not the hour, the day in which we are in. It's like no other, and he wants you to know he don't need your service. And he don't need your praise. Listen to what he said. Verse 33, the Gospel of John, chapter 8, and verse 34. Yeshua answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. 35, and the servant abide in the house forever, but the son and the servant abide not in the house forever, but the son abide forever. People, you are not to think that you serve and you praise the Most High Yah in the flesh. You can't serve him in the flesh. He don't receive your prayers, your praise, nor your service. It's all of these denominations and all these churches and all these beliefs. Just imagine 99.20 trillion is just out there clowning, have no detachment to the Father, because they never were taught. It's not what your flesh pull up and do. It's what your inner man serve. They think the Father's coming out the ways of their flesh. He's sitting here telling you, I have some rocks to cry out. They say that they are Abraham's seed. He tells them, well, look here. You sitting here talking about Abraham unto Abraham's children. Hey, the Father is able to create rocks to build up Abraham seed. He's speaking spiritual, y'all. You see how far gone people are? They thinking he just clowning, just think he just said anything. No, he's letting y'all know right today. He's speaking of spiritual seed, not flesh. And all this time, I think I made a good 50 videos on the fact that he's coming for a small remnant, y'all. He's not coming for the remnant in the flesh. When that 144 pull up, that's 1%. Then it leads you to understand that if it's 1%, Deborah, they're telling them, right? Yes, Father, it is, but they don't see that. They think that 144 is a lot. No, it isn't. And furthermore, it's not the natural, it's the spiritual that's pulling up as 144 of the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. So see how many being left behind? See how many being left behind? You see? Y'all down here clowning. You know how in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9 and Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9, he said they are the synagogue of Satan. That's what make them the synagogue of Satan. That was make them not worship of the Most High God. That alone. Everybody can sit here and act a monkey about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who's the melanated one? He was black. Yeshua was black. He's the Lion of Judah. He came from the tribe of Judah. No matter where he came from, you fail to realize where he really come from. And that's the spiritual realm. See, before he was flesh, he was what? Spirit. He was an angel made a little lower than the other angels for the mission of the Son of Man. To complete what Adam couldn't do is uphold the standards that the Father had given Adam when the Father had another one come likened to Adam in the body of the flesh to walk without the sin and die for all the flesh sin. See, sin is only in the flesh, y'all. Iniquity is only in the flesh. That's it. Your destiny is in your spirit. And because they lied to you about a soul, you'll never find your way home. Because you won't be able to just focus on flesh and spirit. You won't be able to get your spirit to get your flesh under control. So that's why you see everybody addicted. You see how people are addicted to one thing or another, porno, lust. This is why people are addicted to drugs and alcohol. People are addicted to child porno, children, child, you know what I'm talking about. People are addicted to food. Oh, yes. People are addicted to everything for their flesh. They're addicted to it. Because they never realize to be able to make it home, you have to be dedicated to your inner man, which is your spirit. That's the only one making it back. Your flesh ain't making it nowhere, but back to that dirt. And you clowning with your flesh, and you out here acting a fool with your flesh, thinking you going somewhere. You really think you going somewhere. And you ain't going nowhere. You're going to be at the same standstill that you're in. And why would you say that there? Because he said it's over. That means he ain't coming to send you another one. You see this little old hen? And lately, that's been lately, everybody be running, talking about you little old woman, you shouldn't be talking to you little old woman. Yeah, guess what? I'm that little old woman that's full of the Ruach HaKodesh. In case you don't know what that is, let me put it to you in English. The Holy Spirit. I'm full of it. Toast. One that can tell you your inside out. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. While you looking at how old I am, that should tell you right there. I can tell your old tale something. Furthermore, if you knew my testimony, you know I can tell you something. As a matter of fact, you'll know I know something. And if I tell you your life, then you'll know. Wait a minute. How did you know that? No, I wouldn't tell you how I know it. Because you wouldn't have sense enough to receive it. Because you still stuck on stupid in your flesh. And you haven't recognized, get your darn tail up and head home. I mean, if you don't know what home is at, which 99.15 trillion don't, then you lost right where you at. And this is going to be your home until the other home that is eternal. And oh boy, the way he set it up, if you think you feel something on this side, you ain't felt nothing till you get to the other side. Because there's no way we're going to have eternal. And it's going to be said to be one way. And when we get there, it's going to be cotton candy and partying. And it's going to shock many people. That's why nobody can't find their way home. Because they don't understand there's no such thing as a soul. It's you get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, because your spirit is willing. That's the only thing that can connect to the Father. Your spirit is the only thing that can connect to the Father. That's why he tells me to tell you, all this service that you're trying to fake to the Father, He don't need your service. He said, I don't even need their praise. Because flesh can't praise me, Deborah. Their service out of their flesh can't do nothing for me. Meet me on the other side, which is spirit. And I'll show you things you never seen nor have you ever heard. Oh, but they can't meet you on that side. Because to them, they are the side. They want to tell the Father what to do and how to do it, like the Pharisees was telling Yeshua. That's how the world is, worse today than even back then. Let me get to Matthew chapter 3 and verse 8. In Matthew chapter 3 and verse 8, it reads, in Matthew chapter 3 and verse 8, bring forth therefore fruit, meet for repentance, and think not to say within yourself, which is in your flesh, we are Abraham's, we have Abraham, our father. You see how sick they are? That's what they say right today. We Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we the 12 tribes, we the true Jews, we the Hebrew Israelite, and you the flesh. You are the flesh that has no detachment to the spirit of the Most High Yah. So listen to what they said. Matthew chapter 3, verse 8. Let's go to verse 9. And think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham to our father. No, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that the Most High Yah is able to raise stones able to these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. That's deep. So the Father is letting you know stones can be raised up to represent Abraham. You know why? It has nothing to do with flesh and blood. Abraham's seed is not detached to flesh and blood when it comes down to spiritual. So just because you Abraham's seed in the flesh don't mean you are rats behind. It means you're nothing. The Father wants you to understand you should have pulled up by now, Hebrew Israelites. You should have pulled up by now the tribe of Judah. You should have pulled up the house of Israel and recognize there's two sides to Abraham. The bloodline of the flesh and the bloodline of the spirit. Which one are you? That's why Yeshua didn't need Joseph and nobody's sperm, no man's sperm to be brought forth. The Father just wanted the flesh. Why? He wanted his flesh. And he came down with him as Christ to help that flesh out, to walk with Abraham, not Abraham, Adam couldn't do. But he didn't want a sperm of a man. Because this thing wasn't flesh, y'all, like the flesh, you know. It was spirit. It was spirit. Many of you all so lost, you don't know if you're going or coming, but you know what? You know you ain't going to get there. You are not going to get there. We have someone in the live chat that we will pray for the individual. For me, I am not conceiving pregnancy. You say you're not conceiving pregnancy because the doctor said you have fibroids. Is that it? But let me tell you something. It ain't because you have fibroids. It's because of the Most High Yah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So if you think today is about bringing forth a child into this world, as it is today, this today is called worse than any other day on the face of the earth. Did you know that? Individual? Did you know today is considered the worst time, not time, he called it day, that ever hit the face of the earth and ever will be? That's where we at. So just imagine bringing kids into this type of world. Let me give you a little bit something what David said. Because I think a lot of us women don't understand. We know that man is not going to understand because they still don't understand their purpose on the earth. Men don't have no idea their first purpose. Number one purpose. The reason why he gave Adam and Eve everything and created it and saw that it was good, because he wanted them to focus on him. He made sure they had everything they need because it was all about giving you everything. So all you have to do is serve and worship me. But what happened? Man want everything on the earth. Even women, especially women, want children. You want to bring these babies into this world with no spiritual understanding of what's actually going on. Let me show you something. In the book of Psalms, chapter 51. In the book of Psalms, chapter 51. Get your pen and your piece of paper, individual, so you can highlight this. In the book of Psalms 51. Let me see here. Where is it at? Verse 5. Verse 5. David sent a powerful message, and it might not be for you, but the powerful message is for those who are in the spirit realm. But I'm going to give it to you anyway, to give you a little something, something. Listen to this. In the book of Psalms, verse 51, not verse, chapter 51, verse 5. Behold, I was shaped in iniquity. This is David. You know what iniquity is? Flesh. I was shaped in iniquity and in sin. Iniquity is in the flesh and it is sin. Now listen to what it says. And in sin did my mother conceive me. I want you to look at that. This is David. His mother and father had many children, but he called it a sin when his mother conceived him. You know why? The world lied to you that having a family and having children and getting pregnant was all it's about. No, listen, y'all. Adam didn't have Eve and Eve didn't have Adam. But they had everything perfect before them. Before them. And in the eyes of the creator, he said it was good. Perfect. Until their flesh chose evil over perfection. And that's what we do today. We choose everything for our flesh. And we think it's good. It's not good. Because we missed it in Genesis 1. And the Father wants me to tell you, if you miss it in Genesis 1, you'd have missed the whole book of any understanding. The ball has been dropped since the beginning. David's sitting here telling you, verse 5, behold, I was shaped in iniquity, fleshly sin. And in sin did my mother conceive me. Why was it called sin when she conceived David? Because it was flesh. Flesh means nothing to the Father. Flesh means nothing to the Father. It only means something to you. In this day and time, many are looking forward. And anybody that have had those shots, you ain't got no business having no babies. None whatsoever. People don't understand where we are at today. They really don't. They think it's party hardy time. It's time to be happy and joyful and having a good time. The Father then reigned on each and every last one of our parties. Why? Because we sat back and we loved in on flesh for so long, to where he said, okay, now y'all ain't even got enough yet. He's turning up the fire. Do y'all, I'm telling you, I've been hearing it and hearing it. And then I said to the Father, I said, for Father, I don't have to hear it no more. It is already applied to me. I'm already seeing it. And I'm grateful. Does it hurt? Ooh, wait, it hurts. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm getting it now. And I'll be all right later. I'm grateful that the Father is suffering me to go through it now. I'll be all right later. But oh, let me tell you, like that message yesterday. I wouldn't want not nan one of you to endure truth. Truth come with it, some sort of endurance that flesh cannot handle. Flesh cannot handle truth. Now I understand why it's important that we have the Holy Spirit in us to endure. Because flesh cannot endure truth. That's why they don't believe nothing no one says that speaks as I speak, which is called spirit and truth. One wants a child in such a time as this and don't understand what is actually happening. What are you getting? A child is born of a few days and full of trouble. So if they come in the days of where we are at today, just imagine what's out here. Anybody that the Father is not allowing to produce, you are blessed. To me, you're blessed. You are blessed. Because what you don't understand, the lessons that I have also taught, I have taught over and over and over about the family having, he's coming to bring division in the family amongst the children that you're bearing, that you're birthing from a man's seed. And then he turned and tell the man that your greatest enemy outside of you is in your own household. That's what trouble is going to rest within our household. So when I see people act and lie and portray that in the four walls of their home, there's none of this going on. And all I can think is, oh, Father, I'd rather receive it today than to wake up tomorrow to it. So I salute the Father for allowing, for suffering it to have been placed even before me, to me, through me, with me, while he's in me. Because there's no way I could have been able to uphold what is actually taking place. And people will see me, family, friends, everybody see me, and they be wondering, when you just like in peace. When I come by there, it's like a place of peace. You know why? The Father knows that I have salute his word. Whatever he say, whether it's good or bad, he has given me the strength to endure what need to come, not need, that shall be. Because he said, this need be. Why? The heavens has already got it rolled up. He didn't send me down here to change what heavens has already got rolled up. Like most people thinking they're going to come down here and they're going to change the will and the way of the Father. It can't be done. It can't be done. So we paint this pretty picture as if everything is good and dandy. And me, myself, I need to not press so hard toward those who have not experienced, because what's not meant for them, it's not meant for. But it ain't that, it ain't actually happening. It's just that when it do come, it's going to come to everybody. The Father is not unjust. Like Solomon said, everything under the sun, as it's done to the righteous as well as the unrighteous, that is for sure, for sure. Even though we'll be down here living like, hey, we ain't experiencing nothing. And that's good. You know why? anybody in this day and time that says that they're not going through and they're not experiencing this, and they in this four walls, which has probably a good 200 prophecies that is coming from the four walls you in, meaning family. And you sit and you just make it like it ain't nothing going on. Guess what? Hold up. Just a little while longer. Because what I see in the spiritual realm. The Father is upholding me in the spiritual realm because I am truly long-suffering and enduring. But I'm under the patience of the Father. And if I know for a fact, without that, it's no way. It's no way. So when we are down here and we're trying to think that we are serving the Most High Yah, He said to me to tell you all He don't need your service nor your praise. Keep it to yourself. He don't need it. That's the title of the message. The Father said He don't need your service nor your praise. Woo! Because you know what? That flesh sure make us think we praising the Most High Yah. That flesh sure make you think that they serving the Most High Yah. Baby. If you have to listen to the whole world, the people in the whole world, everybody think that they praising and they serving the Most High Yah. And the Most High Yah wants me to say, I don't need it. I don't need your service nor your praise. Keep it to yourself. And hope that it will benefit you. Self. Because He said He don't need it. Because you all don't understand. If you don't know Him from the spirit realm, you don't know Him from your flesh realm. You get what I'm saying? And it dawned on me to even bring in Abraham. All those probably 50 videos I've done explaining He's coming for a spiritual seed. That remnant is a spiritual seed. It's the spiritual Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's the seeds of Jacob that are spiritual. He ain't coming for any and everybody. Even those that's going to be grafted in, the Father wants me to tell you, sit your tails down. He already grafted them in to Abraham. Toast. He said He already grafted them in as Abraham's seed. And y'all fail to realize what seed it is. It is the spirit of Abraham's seed. Abraham himself was counted righteous as a spiritual seed of the Father. So those that are down here on the earth, they too fall under the same spiritual seed as Abraham coming into the kingdom. Under Abraham's spiritual seed. Not Abraham bloodline. So what? Who gives a rat's behind what you think, what you feel, what you want to say, what you want to teach, what you're going to preach? It's over. So you entitled to preach, teach. You, matter of fact, you entitled to even start all kind of religions. You're entitled to teach people whatever you want to teach now. I just got word again yesterday evening, I think it was. When I heard these people say this, I said, so they know. Yes, they do. They taught how something is not the same. Something is on the earth. Some saying Nephilims and some saying this. Shut your mouth. Talking about Nephilims. But they know something is going on. Because guess what? The Father has cut out principalities in high places. Now they right down here with us. That's why I can't accept what people come telling and talking like they ain't experiencing none of these things, walking to and fro, up and down, unless they are alone with them. If you are in with them, then you are for them. And that's why you're not experiencing, because you're already dark. Walking in darkness, talking in darkness, eating in darkness, sleeping in darkness, waking up in darkness, preaching in darkness, ministering in darkness. So you can't see the darkness that has dropped from the principality to on the earth. Only those that are of the light can speak on it because they can feel the difference. They can see the things that's taking place. It's showing a different thing that's on the earth. So that's why so much of what's going on. And that part too is such a heavy form of endurance, because you see this stuff, even though the Father is not allowing it to really come on you, but He's letting you see it. Even though the world is on all these medias and on all these platforms and on the news and CBN and NBC and BBK and whatever, but let AI pull up and tell you what's going on. Everybody bent over. Oh, AI said this. AI said this. And AI said this. AI know this. Do you know 95% of the people here in the house of call itself the house of Israel? Do you know they use AI to the utmost? They even turn to AI to answer the words, even in their study guide. Did they have any other choice? No. Why? Because they didn't have the Holy Spirit to teach them, so they had to have something. I always figure that out anyway, because I've said, why ain't nobody ever speaking spirit and truth? Why ain't no one ever talking about the light? Why ain't nobody telling the truth of the matter? That's why, because they don't have the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the true teacher, teaching them. That's why they are loving AI. You hear them talking about, when I ask AI, when is the rapture, or when is he's going to deliver the 144, or when is the Exodus. That's what they're doing, y'all. They actually turn into AI, and then they look at you like you stupid because you don't. That's why I was saying the Father wants me to make sure that you announce, I don't need your service. And I don't need your praise. Praise the Most High Yah. I know that's right. Why? Because it's dark. The Father didn't send word about how dark it is out here. And everybody is out here playing in the darkness as if it's gold. Seriously. People treat this darkness as if it's high and mighty. And it's here to play with them. Patty cake, bake a man. They're playing in darkness like they have never. But they don't understand. It's okay. Play on. You about right. You about right. You're doing exactly what you are purposed to do while on the earth. I am so grateful that the Father has it all written. Just to know that keeps me in line. Because when I see things and I'm hearing things and the Spirit is showing me things, I can still look at it, hurt from it, and say, but still, the Father knew it before the foundation of the world, that it will be as worse as it is today in my sight. He's already seen it in his. And people takes it so lightly. Everything that's going on, they reminisce on all the issues that this world throws before. Never questioning none of it. Never making sense out of it. The problem that I do have is when Romans chapter 1 and Paul began to say about how they got it in them. Because the Father said he put it in them to know righteous. But instead they chose unrighteous. Knowing the difference. Then he tells, because I put it in them, so that they will be without no excuse. But yet they're on this devil platform. Playing. As if this is a playground for Satan. Not even understanding. But you can't understand what understand don't give you to understand. And that's that spiritual understanding. They don't have it there because I didn't give it to them. See what you see and you living among them? When that's what I see from the kingdom. And ain't that I saw it when you saw it. I saw it before you even exist. That's how he deal with me. Well, what's wrong with you? Father asked me, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? What's wrong with you? In the sense that, hey, baby, these things need be. These things are going to be. I don't need nobody to praise me. I don't need nobody to serve me. Why? Because the praise and the service that you offer the Father is of your flesh. We cannot serve the Father with our flesh. The praise of our lips is of our own fleshly tongue. The Father wants you to know he don't want your praise. He don't need it. And he don't need your service. This is what you see all across the world. Everybody trying to serve what they want to call some God. Keep it to yourself. Because you're about to see something that's going on in this world. I keep saying you're about to see something, but I think about Noah, how many times and how many years he kept warning the people. But the Father said, we don't have nothing left. So while you saying, he tells me that, while you saying this gonna and this is happening, but guess what, Deborah? There's no more time. It's over. As it was in the days of Noah. It's over, Deborah. That's why nothing you say can penetrate in these people's heart of the spirit. They eat, drink, think, feel, act from the flesh level. They don't even want to understand the level of eternal spirit. That's why it's over. Because there's no need to keep on trying to send individual in the midst of people to teach them, to preach it to them, to show them the light, to feed them spirit and truth. Just bring that truth out of the midst of that darkness and you'll be okay. So I had to come back because 4 or 5 things happened at one time. At one time. And it went bam, 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 bam. And I was like, let me get in here and get back on here. That's how bad it was. Was it bad? Pretty bad. Pretty bad for a little old lady like me. But can't nothing get as worse. Nowhere. From that inner man where Yah abide in. That keeps comforting me on the outside. But what he got invested in me on the inside. And I forever give him the praise and the glory and the honor. But I want to keep something in mind. The Father would have rocks to praise him and to cry out before he let you even think that he needs your praise and that he needs your service. So I forever give all praise to the Most High Yah for who he is, who he was, who he's going to be, even in the days to come. And I say unto you, shalom and shalom.